All right, guys, something really important to do, especially as we get older, over 45, 50-ish plus, is things to help us with our shoulder stabilization. So we do a lot of different things, and I'm going to show you different exercises that can be done. So it really helps because we're really prone to injuries as we get older. And whether you're reaching back to get your seatbelt and then suddenly get hurt, or reaching behind the seat to get something in the back of your car, or get up in the morning and you're not really stretched out and you end up hurting yourself. We have to be really conscious and really deliberate about our actions. But these are some exercises that really help with shoulder stabilization and strengthening of the tendons and muscles, which people neglect. As you get older, you have to work on these things. So not just for the shoulders, but also for the knees. I'm going to show you a series of things you can do to stabilize your shoulders and also your knees, which are really important as we get older. It's not just about bench press and pull downs and building all these big muscle groups. It's about these small muscles and working on the tendons for stabilization to prevent injury and also maintain strength and stability. So let's look at a few of these different exercises and techniques. And with your rotation, constant motion, not fast. Elevation a little straighter. And I can control not only where the resistance is coming from, but I can also control the amount of resistance. Maybe a little bit more, pull back. The other way, rotation. And the other way. Okay, so I wanted to cut a little bit here just to talk about why we're using bands in this stabilization and strengthening of the knees and shoulders and not a free weight, or an object. And I talked about a little bit, I'm talking about a little bit in the as we go along. But essentially, just the basics. I'm going to go through a really intense biomechanics and physics video to explain this. But for now, an object has weight and it just drops straight down, right? Just straight down. That's all it can do. So all the resistance is being provided by gravity. So it only goes in one direction. So when we're moving through a rotation on the bench, if we were using an object, the resistance would only be going in a downward motion. That means that when the arm is this way, all the force would be going this way and acting on the shoulder here, but up in the air, there would be no force. And as you change the angle of the arm as it goes through the rotation, this would be varied, but it would only be the same weight, this ball, okay? So there's an effective weight and then there's the actual weight. The effective weight is how you feel, how your muscles are responding to that weight. And I'm gonna go into that in greater detail. It's not wrong to use this. We do exercises with that red ball that I've used before, a yellow ball, any ball, right, or weight. And that's great. You need free weights because you have to balance that weight and use all the little stabilizers. But in this case, I want to keep constant tension on the shoulders and on the knees, and I want to be able to control it. So that's why I'm moving closer, or I move further away from the person I'm working with so that they feel the tension the way they should feel the tension. So the tension is variable, which means I can control the tension and I can also control the angle of that resistance. So you might see where I was lifting it up, okay, like this, up higher here, and then the tension's here, or if I were lifting it down, then the tension would be here, so that I would always be able to move with their rotation of their shoulder, and I can move with the knee as we're walking through, and I can either increase it, see with the band, I can increase tension by stretching it, or I can decrease it, okay? If you're using an object, again, the resistance is only in down direction. If you're using a band, the more you stretch the band, the greater the resistance, right? It only goes one way. So it's barely any resistance here, and then full resistance here. It's not stretched to maximum resistance here. That's it. And then in between you have variations of that. And then you have a cable situation where you're pulling the weight, but from a set point and you're going to have constant resistance. However, the effective resistance, the amount of resistance your body can generate, is going to change at different points throughout that lever arm angle.
All right, so now we're just walking backwards. But the important thing is to keep the alignment. So feet are straight, pushing back and stay low. Because the body has a tendency to want to use mechanical advantage to help. So we could either lean back or turn our feet out, or turn one foot out, and it can help with resistance. So we're just going to keep it like this, just using the knees. Now let's go the other direction. Same thing. Nice and slow. Good. Now let's turn sideways. Now we're doing the same thing sideways. We're going to stay boxed. A nice box. Not turn our feet. Shoulder back way. Just turn your feet. Yes, if he's leaning. Now he's using his lean to help it instead of actually using the muscles you want to use. This is great for the knee support. Come back double leg. Stay low. So if he starts to lean forward, just gets a little bit lower, and I can adjust the resistance. And then the last thing is rotating. I can control the tension again. Some more, and then the other.
Enjoyed this video, want to learn more about this topic and many more about health, fitness, nutrition, motivation, inspiration, and wellness strategies, check out my 2 latest books. The first one, The Biomimetic Body. I know, it's a tough name. What was I thinking? Fitness strategies from the animal kingdom and the 16 elements of fitness. Biomimetics basically means imitating nature to solve problems. And in this case, I used biology, chemistry, and engineering to solve exercise and nutrition challenges. Or more precisely, I used animals. Some of the 16 animals we discuss are the ant, the frog, the gorilla, the sloth, the octopus, and many more animals. You will learn how, why, when, and where to exercise, and the right exercises just for you. All right, and then my other book, If Inner Fitness, Your Body, the Owner's Manual. The title speaks for itself. Cars come with an owner's manual. Your computer comes with an owner's manual. Just about every product comes with an owner's manual or instruction booklet. Why not our bodies? I wrote the first edition of this book 25 years ago, or more actually. And this is the second edition with over 200 more pages of information about fitness, nutrition, and psychology. If you have a question about fitness, I guarantee you the answer is in this book.